What's up, everybody? This is the last part of this what if. What if Kuwabara trained with genkai? But now this is the last go. We are going. This is the last one, and I want to thank all of you for the awesomest subscription. Thank you for your comments and your awesome comments and everything you have done for me. Thank you. And I want to say is, if you guys want me to do more what ifs, I already got one more. I got another what if ready to go. It's actually not a anime what if. It's actually a Power Rangers what if. What if Mask Rider script was good? And if you guys want me to go see that, check it out. If you guys want me to do that what ifs, do a series of that, comment on the section below and comment, and we'll see. And if you guys want that, I'll give it to you. Okay, this is the last one. Okay, Kuwabara this is after the Sensui, after they defeated Sensui and Ryzen. Kuwabara actually kept on training still, but he feels like he's not getting anywhere. He feels like his powers are not getting strong enough. Yeah, little by little he's getting stronger, but it's not good enough. He just wants to get stronger. So he asked Genkai, and this is when Yusuke was going to that place where he meets the original spirit detective and got fired from being a spirit detective. But the point is, he actually now is going to, he's going to ask Genkai if he can train him one more time. Train him again. Genkai looked at Kuwabara and said, I trained you for the best of my abilities. I don't think I could train you that much anymore like I used to. I'm sorry, Kuwabara, but you are way too stronger than I am. You're much stronger than I am. Kuwabara looked at him and says, then how do I get stronger? And he says, well, the demon, and then he talks about then he remembers. Sorry, Genkai tells Kuwabara that might be a way that helps him get stronger. Kuwabara actually goes up to, actually finds a way that he will actually want to go train. He actually went and trained with Kuwabara. He went go training. He said that there in Demon World there's a lot of strong people who could train you and make you stronger. So Kuwabara really wants to go. He's like Goku. He wants to get stronger. He wants to push past his spiritual limits and go beyond them. He wants to push to the part of no return, of pushing himself to the limit of what he can do and pass it. So he says that Kuwabara looks at when Kuwabara, and we're gonna skip it a little bit. We're gonna skip to the part where they're gonna leave, and Kuwabara is not actually mad at him. He says, "Oh, I gotta go and leave and stuff." Like Yusuke says in the original timeline, I have to go to Demon World, figure out what's going on with me. And Kuwabara looks at him and says, I'm going too. Yusuke looks at Kuwabara and says, what? He said, wait, you're going too? He says, yeah, I mean, I have my own reasons of getting stronger too. And he says, well, Kuwabara, and he says, Yusuke is telling him you shouldn't do that, that's a bad idea. And Kuwabara tells him to shut up and let him, it's my decision what I want to do with my life. Yusuke looked at him and says, no, you're right. Sorry about that, you're right. You're your own man. You should choose what you want to do. If you want to go, then fine. Then just be careful. Now, Kuwabara does, and he says, fine. He actually goes to they actually go, and the Spirit Squad doesn't stop Kuwabara from going. He says, I'm going to. The Spirit Squad says, fine. If you want to go, fine. But you're not going to come back. He says, I'm fine with that. And he actually got his, and Kurama and Hiei are actually going too. So, yeah, pretty much things are going pretty well. Then Kuwabara looks at So Yusuke and Kuwabara are going to the portal. They go, and then they go their separate ways. Tell them to have a good time with whoever your demon dad. He tells them good luck. Yusuke tells them you too. And they go their separate ways. Where Kuwabara actually getting stronger in this. He's gonna get stronger in this timeline. He's actually good now. He's in demon world. He can really test his mind. He can really test his powers to the max. And push it past that max and go beyond that. So he does. He talks to, and then he goes to talk. Then he actually he starts walking, and he starts fighting other low-class demons here and there. No problem. With a regular spirit sword. No problem. Only suppressing his power a lot. But he could still deal with these guys. No problem. Kuwabara walks down and he meets a guy with a piercing on a circle on his face and nose and all that other stuff. And he has long hair and a big old scythe, big old circle weapon. And he says, and he looks at him and says, who are you? He says, He says, I can sense your spiritual pressure. I can sense your, not spirit pressure, I can sense your spiritual energy. I can see you're holding back. I see you're holding a lot back. And he says, well, I see you're really strong. He says, you're right, I am. And he says, who are you? I am the swordsman. And he says, well, I'm the one. I'm just an old swordsman. So he says, well, are you really strong? Because he says, I came here to get stronger. And he says, well, why are you here? Why a human is here in demon world? And he says, I came here to get stronger and surpass my spiritual power. Surpass myself, my limits, and everything I have done. So he says, oh. And he said, well, my friend, I'll just say I have some friends named Yusuke Kuwabara, and then he says Hiei, and then he looks at he says, Hiei. Oh, you mean that guy with the Chigan eye? He said, how is Hiei? He said, wait, you know Hiei? He says, yeah, I gave him the Chigan eye. I gave him the implant to the Chigan eye. He is very interested, and he says, then you must be really strong. I'm saying you must be really, really, really strong. Actually much strong, really, really strong to do that. And he says, yes, I am. And he says, well, I want to get stronger, and I was thinking if you can help me train, I can get stronger. Kuwabara says, the old swordsman says, why should I make you stronger? But Kuwabara went up and charges at him, and like phases right behind him, and just actually punches him right in the face with half the strength, knocking him on his ass. And just to make a point, he says, "You think I'm weak now?" He's really intrigued. He's like, "I want you to go all out," and he does. And he goes full power, and he just lets out all he lets all this suppress his power. He lets it all go. He goes full power. And he's really impressed. He's like, oh my god, that power is strong. Really strong. Yep. He mastered like all the things he did in the past. All his training with genkai. All his swordsman techniques. All his mastering of his spirit swords. His spirit control. Everything. His hand-to-hand combat. He mastered all of that. He is finally, but he wants to go further. And he knows how to dodge and counter attack. So, Kuwabara is actually smarter in this timeline. So the guy says his name. I don't know his name, like truly, I don't know his name. So, I'm going to say he's the swordsman says, fine, I'll train you. He says, I would like to see you get stronger. He says, Kie always told me I always amount to nothing. I'm always going to be a worthless human. Well, until I prove to him that but he's probably getting stronger and probably going to laugh at me if I don't. So Kuwabara does. And the swordsman actually helps him get stronger. He kept on training his body. Kept on training his spirit control. Not spirit control, but he actually starts doing cardio, workouts. He's actually faster. He has speed now. His speed is really strong. He's actually faster. And he is actually his punches are much faster than before. Too. With his hands and feet. So, this is going to be a really good fight. Kuwabara trains with him and he gets a lot stronger. Actually, a lot more stronger now. His power probably increased doubled. Because he probably has a stronger opponent. A person to train with. Now he's pretty strong. Yusuke is very actually sends Kuwabara on the back, and he actually sees him getting so much stronger. He can feel that his powers are increasing with every training instrument. He's getting stronger and stronger and faster, and he actually can feel his spiritual energy growing with heights, and it's getting stronger. Now, his spiritual power is like unbelievable. He uses his spirit sword and he slices down. Starts fighting a couple days and he actually goes. And then the swordsman, after they're done with their training, after a couple months, and Kuwabara's pretty good and he's actually stronger and faster than before. He's actually and more powerful. He's actually now, the swordsman says, I have to go to the three kings, one of the three kings, but I have to meet Hiei. And Kuwabara says, thank you, swordsman. Thank you for training me. Thank you for helping me. And he says, you should go see your friends. So, Kuwabara actually faster. He's actually running super duper fast. And he actually can sense Yusuke and he ran right to him. And Yusuke looks at Kuwabara and he sees Kuwabara and he says, "Whoa." He actually is suppressing his power, but when he went all out, he actually, and even the Demon King, Ryzen, was surprised. He's like, "What is that power I can sense?" Wow. He actually looks at Ryzen, looks at his throne behind the window, and he sees Kuwabara. He says, "Who's that guy?" He says, "That's Ryzen." He says, "He's my father." He says, "You're Meshi? He's your father? How's that? How?" He says, "Well, my father was I'm half demon, half human. I'm a hybrid I'm a Mazaku. I have half demon, half human blood running through my veins, my mother's and my father's. My mother's human blood and my father's demon blood in me." Well, Kuwabara says, "That's how I explained." And Kuwabara says, "You got a little bit more stronger than the last time I remembered." Kuwabara. He said, "Yeah, I got a little bit stronger." And he says, "Well, come and we can train together like we used to do." And they do. And the tournament starts. And they go and he follows, Kuwabara follows him and he says, he does the same thing. He says, "I'm back," like he said in the original timeline. But instead, he's not alone. He's with Kuwabara. Kuwabara's with him. He says, "Hey, Ryzen. Hey, this is my friend Kuwabara." He says, "Hello, Mr. Ryzen, sir." And yeah, Ryzen is actually, he's actually, well, he doesn't know. Well, he doesn't. He's the Demon King of this world. Well, he doesn't know he's the Demon King. My bad. He doesn't know he's his father. Yusuke doesn't know he's his father, but he said that he's the Demon King. My bad. I'll re-edit that. He's the Demon King of this demon world. One of the Demon Kings. Huh. So Ryzen attacks Yusuke. And he tries to, but Yusuke, Kuwabara actually punches Ryzen right in the face. And is freaking railing him. And then he bites Kuwabara. And Kuwabara, like, ow. And Yusuke, your message looking at Kuwabara like, "You're alright, man?" He said, "Yeah, he freaking bit me." Yeah. And then Ryzen calms down. And, yep. He tells him the story about his mother and, how they were created, how they met, and how Yusuke was, conceived and all that stuff. And Kuwabara's like, "Awkward." He's like, "Whoa." I didn't want to know about that, but okay. And Yusuke's like, "Well, that explains a little things about you. How your power gotten much stronger every time you kept fighting every enemy you faced on Earth." He said, "Yeah, maybe I'll just gifted with hidden genkai boosts." Yeah. But, so they say he could go train, and Ryzen dies. Yusuke becomes the new prince of that kingdom of like in the original timeline, but Kuwabara was with them, and they actually kept on training. But instead, Kuwabara asked those guys, those monks, with the bald monks guys, that if he can train with him, if he could train him too. And he's like, "Well, you have a lot of potential. We can see that you are really strong. Sure, why not?" And he said, "Well, we don't need to train you. You're pretty much nothing special." And Ryzen, Yusuke's like, "Go ahead," like, prove him, like, show him Kuwabara. And Kuwabara just rails this goes full power and just starts beating the crap, starts fighting them. And he's actually holding his own. And they're actually oppressed. They're like, whoa, okay. He's like, this human is that strong? And he said, yep. And he's thinking about he's getting serious, so he's getting him a spiritual genkai boost. And he unlocks unlocks himself a little bit more. So yeah, he's actually getting stronger, and he says, they stop, and they look at him and says, fine, we'll train you. So they do, and they train him, and after a couple months, he goes to the other kingdoms, and they see Yomi, Kankuro, all the other three kings of Demon World, and Hiei's actually there, Kurama's there, Yusuke's there, and when Kurama and Hiei see Kuwabara and Yusuke, they're like, Yusuke? He's like, Yusuke, how you doing? He said, wait, Kuwabara? He said, hey, Kurama, how you doing? And he says, wow, you got a lot stronger. Yeah, I trained with the swordsman, and then I trained with this guy, really here, and it's pretty cool. Yep. And he's actually gotten a lot stronger. And they talk about the demon tournament. And they start the demon tournament, where he actually